Hello, everyone. My name is Eran, Nissan, and I'm an Israeli peace activist. I was born and raised in Israel. My father was born in Iran to Iraqi parents who fled their home due to persecution. My mother, she was born in Israel, and her parents came to British Mandate Palestine from Poland and Romania during the 1930s when Europe was becoming a dangerous place for Jews. My fiancée, Shir, who is here with us today, is the granddaughter of Moroccan Jews on one side and Yemenite Jews on the other. You know, they call this building the Palace of Nations, but I feel like I can call the same name our apartment in Tel Aviv. I became a peace activist because of my experiences as a combat soldier in the Israeli Special Forces. I don't know if you know this, but in Israel, military service is mandatory. When you turn 18, you go to the army. When I was younger, this mandatory service was 3 years long. I'm the youngest of 3 brothers, and all of us served as combat soldiers in the army, and it happens to be that we are 3 years apart from one another. So my oldest brother, Ishai, served for 3 years, and on the week that he was released, my second brother, Barak, was drafted, and on the week that he was released, I was drafted, and I served for 4 years. So our parents had 10 consecutive years, a decade of sleepless nights. The experiences that I had and the stories I heard from my brothers pushed me into taking a more active role in promoting peace and putting an end to the cycle of conflict, violence, injustice, and oppression. A couple of weeks ago, Wasim and I had a Zoom call to discuss what we're going to talk about today. We opened a joint Google document and wrote the question, what does peace mean to you, at the top of the page. The first thing I did was I deleted the word you, and instead I wrote us. What does peace mean to us? And maybe this is the first answer. Peace is something that we do together. For decades, the Israeli peace camp and the Palestinian peace camp have been working separately to end the Israeli occupation of Palestine and to promote a political resolution to the conflict. But in the past 15 years or so, we have seen the rise of the co-resistance. Organizations like Combatants for Peace or the Parent Circle Family Forum that brings Israelis and Palestinians to share the same space and stand together. The organization that I run, Mechazkim, is a part of the Israeli-Palestinian Peace Coalition that constitutes 28 organizations from both sides and built on the foundation of the most comprehensive and realistic peace plan that was ever drafted, the Geneva Initiative. When Wasim and I first met, it was through an amazing organization called Solutions Not Sides that brings young Israelis and Palestinians together. And our motto at Solutions Not Sides is, don't be simply pro-Israel or pro-Palestine, above all be pro-solution. So the first answer is peace is something that we do together. The second answer is that peace means hope. You heard Wasim speaks about how the status quo failed our generation. I see myself as a generational peace activist. Wasim talked about his responsibilities as a father to look beyond the barriers and seek partners that will help him take down the barriers and dismantle system of oppression. I believe that a conflict that we pass on to our children is a conflict we lost. And Wasim and I are a member of a generation that was born during the first Intifada, grew up during the second Intifada, and experienced 5 wars in Gaza in 14 years. The recent war only weeks ago. Not only that our generation's life was defined by the ongoing conflict, but unlike our parents' generation, it was also defined by the lack of a peace process. We don't have the memories like our parents of the Oslo agreements, when we've seen the leaders of both of our societies, men who spent the majority of their lives seeking security through the use of violence, put their arms aside and extend their arms and seek peace through the means of diplomacy. We have a responsibility to bring back hope to the next generation. You know, they say that it is better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. Well, during the Oslo years, our parents experienced both hope and disappointment, but our generation never experienced hope. So peace means hope. And the final and third answer to the question, what does peace mean to us, is that peace means justice. Chapter 1, Article 1 of the United Nations Charter mentions peace and justice in the same breath. The realization that conflict and war originates and are fueled by injustice calls upon all of us to promote justice as an instrument of peace. I believe that we should adopt the principles of transitional justice or restorative justice and apply them to Israel and Palestine. The aim of transitional justice is reconciliation, and reconciliation is the true end of conflict. The aim of transitional justice is reconciliation not as an end goal, but as an ongoing process. So these are our three answers, and we will leave you today with them. Peace is something that we do together. Peace means hope, and peace means justice. Thank you.